Ready? Thumbnail. Awesome. All right. Hello. Welcome to today's video. I'm Christy. We got Bree and Chardonnay joining us from Manuels 365. And today's video, we just wanted to do a little intro because we want to highlight someone extra special to us.
Our daddy.
Manuel. I'm going to splice in Dad's speech. It's about 7 minutes, and it's worth. I don't even remember
it's
how
worth
the conversations that we wish we had, something along those lines is the title of it. But it was from Toastmasters the other night. It was amazing.
I know the title.
There was about 40 people in the crowd. We were all verklempt and had like little knots in our throats. Some people shed tears, and
it was very emotional.
there's some
She was bawling her eyes out.
wisdom bombs in it. So we highly recommend you follow all the way through to the end. And who knows, maybe we'll have some of those bloopers from our first true intro.
Oh, we're definitely having bloopers. Maybe a separate video or the same video at the end. Stay tuned to the end to see all these fun bloopers.
All right, peace out.
I think that was just a blooper.
Mediocre parents tell kids. Good parents tend to explain to children what to do. Really awesome parents will actually go as far as to demonstrate to their children what to do. But great parents, they inspire their kids. When I first read that quote, they actually replaced parents with teacher. But over the last week, I've been doing a lot of internal reflecting, a lot of pondering, asking myself a lot of questions, literally talking to myself, having a conversation. And I started thinking back to past relationships, the people that I've connected with on my travels around the world. And still, none as impactful as those with my parents, and in particular, my dad. My dad's one of my first role models, literally a hero, and I think a lot of us probably have similar relationships when we think back to our own fathers. Dads, they encapture this manly sense of just strength. And ever since I became a father, 15 years ago, and then again 13 years ago, I've been thinking back to my own dad, and some of the things that he taught me. And I reflect on 3 valuable lessons that he's taught me. And the first one is, it pains me to share this one because I think it's a personal story that I haven't really shared before, but I'm going to share it anyway, so I think you're going to relate to this. And this is the idea of kindness. My dad had just this stoic ability to always be kind. And I remember one time when I was 7 years old, I woke up with this awful cramp in my stomach. Like, awful. I thought I was dying. I was curved over, I was hunched, I was ringing, I was crying. I could barely breathe. I remember my dad coming in because he heard me sobbing to check on me. It was late at night, 11, 12 o'clock at night. And he was concerned, genuinely concerned. I mean, most dads are concerned for their kids and their well-being. Right? You see a child in pain, you want nothing more than to just quell their pain. He drove me to the hospital immediately. We got to emerge. I was rushed in based on my condition and my screening. And the doctors were coming around. They were pushing on my abdomen, testing me. They were concerned that it was my appendix that had ruptured. It's a very serious thing if it's ruptured and it starts to get into our systems. It creates systemic shock and a whole other list of complications. Especially when you're 7, it doesn't take much time for things to go wrong. My dad at one point just looked at me because I was concerned that he was upset. I got him up late at night. He had to drive a couple hours to get to the hospital. I was just concerned. I was fearful that I was going to upset him. Hours went by. Doctors were coming in. I'd see him talking to the doctors. He eventually came back to me. I had finally started to sleep a little bit in and out of the pain. I looked up at him. I farted. And then I went back to sleep. And it turned out this appendix pain was simply gas. Really bad gas. The doctors, of course, were a bit, well, they were relieved. My dad, he never lost a smile. He maintained this air of just kind, understanding, gentleness. Been lots of memories like that with my dad. But then when I think about the second one, just being kind in any situation, no matter how frustrating it may be, if you default to kindness, good things will always happen. But then when he moved on to that, was this idea of just being silent and asking questions and listening. My dad has this ability, and some of you probably have the same ability, where you ask a question to somebody, and you actually pause for a second, you wait for them to answer, and you actually hear them. This is a skill I think that's not as practiced as often as we would like. But he has this ability to ask a question, and then he listens to you, and everything else in the room just disappears. I remember watching this over and over, just how he built his own business, how he met people. He wasn't a big conversationalist, but he was the best damn listener I ever knew. Being kind and listening to people. Two great lessons that have done really well in my life. The third lesson. He taught me recently. And I remember going up the stairs at his home about 1.5 years ago. And he was in this spare bedroom. And he was in the spare bedroom because he couldn't leave the bed. He was bedridden, as they say. He couldn't move. He had to be fed. He was on an IV drip. His pancreatic cancer had returned. And I remember sitting down in the room with him. My dad, who was once 200 pounds, 6'1", strong male, weighing in at about 130 pounds. And I thought back to my own hospital days. And I kept thinking to myself, Dad, just fart, it'll be okay. You know? I kept wishing that it could be that simple. And we just sat there. We just looked at each other. I had so many things I wanted to ask him. I wanted to tell him a lot of things. I wanted to have a conversation with him. But I didn't. My dad and I had this weird relationship. We didn't really talk a lot. He passed away not too long after that. And not a day goes by that I don't wish I could have those conversations again. Just ask him, are you proud of me, Dad? What have you learned most in life? What's your best memory? And it's these conversations that I didn't have that have been impacting me so much over the last few weeks. And it makes me think about all these conversations that a lot of us just don't have. Either out of fear, out of concern, out of judgment, shame, blame, regret. Call it what you will. But I would go back in a nanosecond and ask him those questions I could. He would have been 74 last week. He was a great man. He was a great man. And not a day goes by that I don't remember that I could be a great listener, I can be kind, I can be a damn good father. And I'm not afraid to have the conversations, and I'm not waiting to have them again. So I'm going to encourage you, if there's a conversation you haven't had yet, let's hold it. Go have it.
Oh.
Oh my god. You okay? You good?
Take
Bloopers.
3. Hello. Hold on, let's do the thumbnail. I don't think. Oh wait, we gotta look here.
I sound like like. I sound weird.
Good thing I can edit. Anyways, all right. Should we do take 4?
No, I like this take. This is a nice take.
Just kidding. No. Anyways, all right. I'm Christy.
I'm Chardonnay.
And Bree. And we're from Manuels 365. In today's video, we want to highlight
Our dad's speech he did at
Yes.
Toastmasters. It was really nice. Sorry, we're in a baby. Our friends are about to come over and we're going to go for a swim.
So we want to cut to his speech that he did at Toastmasters.
Cried and I don't know.
Yes. Cried. And I had the pleasure of videoing, but also still taking in his constant words of wisdom.
I do look there, not there.
Oh yeah, I kind of look at myself.
I was just like,
You couldn't tell, could you?
Here, let's do this.
look at myself.
I
There.
have a lemon swimsuit. I like it.
Okay.
I'm my Roxy.
We can do this again.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Let's start again.